Denis Residence. Hello, jeweler. Mr. Dennis is one of the wealthiest men in Ryme City. Under normal circumstances, a civilian like yourself would never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation, either. He just got to get a dig in somewhere, doesn't he? Okay, Tim, come inside. Let's go find out what this is all about. Whoa, transition. I guess this is the first detective case? Also cool is a poster of a hoe. Mr. Dennis is waiting for you in the room to the right. This is basically gold and silver rooms. Okay, let's go talk to Dennis.
Waiting for you.
I like that he had the Growlithe though. That's cool. So, jeweler, what do you got to say to me? Could you please tell us what you know about the incident? Could you please tell us what the incident is? A precious jewel was stolen. Okay, that makes more sense. While I was out of the house. It's called the Aurora Drop, and it's a very rare jewel indeed. Either Growlithe is sad because the person got away and they saw it, or they ate it. Never mind, the thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. Thankfully, my staff member's injuries were minor, and yet, something sticking out to you as odd? Well, the police are treating my trusted butler as the prime suspect. They think the butler did it? And got themselves hurt on purpose. Could you tell me a bit more about the stolen jewel? It looks like this. It's a purple oval. Most gemstones must first be cut, but the Aurora Drop is said to have naturally formed into its shape. The way it shines looks a bit more like an aurora. Yes, that's precisely how it got its name. The Aurora Drop has been the subject of many a tale, but it was thought, for some of them, we called it the Jewel of Legend. He wasn't kidding when he called it precious, because it's no surprise that someone wanted to steal it. Definitely sounds valuable. Where were you displaying it? I kept it securely locked within a special reinforced case inside my jewel storage room. They are locked on both the storage room door and the reinforced case, and yet, despite all that security, it still got stolen. About your trusted butler. I'm guessing it's not going to be a butler, though. Yes, they believe that the thief is my own trusted butler, Barnes and Noble. Why did they think that? Because Barnes and I are the only people who can access the key to the storage room. What's keeping someone else from getting to it? The key is always around Growlithe's neck. If anyone but Barnes or myself attempted to take it from her, Growlithe would start barking. My Growlithe is a very loyal Pokemon. Whatever, I don't see a key around Growlithe's neck right now. Somebody took it. The police think Barnes took it. That would certainly make sense, assuming Barnes really is the culprit. Mr. Dennis, if possible, I'd like to talk with Barnes. He's currently being questioned by the police. But you don't believe Barnes is the thief, is that correct? I've known Barnes since we were young. He's worked in this home for years, and he's always served us well. I'm certain that he'd never steal from me. And I couldn't possibly imagine him hurting anyone. So you're saying Barnes didn't do it, and the real culprit is still at large? That's right, someone else must have stolen the jewel. Please help me prove that Barnes is innocent. Ah, so that's why he called us here, to clear his butler's name. We'll talk to Barnes later. So finding the Aurora Drop and clearing Barnes is of suspicion. Those are the two things you called us here to do? Could you please? You're the only one I can count on. Our job is to investigate the case and reveal the truth. We won't know if Barnes is really innocent until we look into this more. Yeah, the police must have at least some reason to suspect him. But we'll do what we can if that's acceptable to you. We'll take the case. That's more than acceptable. Thank you, Tim. No, we're gonna have a detective journal? I kinda wanted to talk to Growlithe. Sounds intriguing. How does it work? I'm getting to that. First, open up your notebook. Pressing the X button. Whoa. This is the first part? First, let's write in the notebook any burning questions that arise while we're investigating. Well, we have one. Cool. After we collect enough testimonies and evidence, the begin deduction option will appear. When you select this, we can start deducing the answers to our problems. We don't have enough testimonies or evidence right now, but once we do, yeah. This is kind of weird though. Why did this game have multiple versions of the text boxes? Like, this entire game up to this have just been character boxes with the whole square being the text. Why is this a conversation between two right now and showing up on the left and the right and it being their whole character portrait? So weird. Whatever. I want to talk to Growlithe. It's Dennis's partner Growlithe. She sure doesn't look happy. Apparently she feels responsible. No wonder she's down. Maybe we should leave her alone for a while. We have the ability to talk to Pokémon. And the person that would have seen who took the key would have been the person who had the key around their neck. Why are we not asking Growlithe? I take you've heard from Mr. Dennis has to say. I'm guessing has told you about his butler. He's definitely not pleased that Barnes has fallen under suspicion. It sure seems that way. In my position, I'm not at liberty to share all the information we've gathered, but if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. At the time. Okay. We're still looking into that. Thank you for giving me information. About Barnes. Nothing. And about the drop? Not just valuable, it's famous. Well, this helped not at all. Hello, dog. Why do we get to ask them? Why can we not ask Growlithe? Alright. We can't go into here. Let's go upstairs. Oh? Would you look at that? Feathers. And the window open. What's all this? Pokemon feathers? Sure looks like it. They've scattered all over the floor, and the window's open. Maybe a Pokemon got in. Or out? Through there? Do you think it has anything to do with the case? You can't rule anything out. One of these feathers is darker than the others. You're right, the other 6 are a lighter shade of blue. That's because Growlithe burned them as he was going out. This is the jewel storage room. Let's go in. Okay. Oh, there's another feather right there. So the feather definitely has something to do with it. It's actually going to be a Swablu. What is it, Pikachu? I checked out the door, but there's no signs of a forced entry. Then we can be fairly certain that the thief used the key to get in. According to Dennis, this room is where the Aurora Drop used to be. Let's take a closer look. I mean, there's the feather like right here again. Ooh, right here, okay. We do the look thing. There's the feather. What is white stuff though? Like, what is it at all? Cotton on the ground. But that's not a cotton swab. Whatever, the ones that were flying outside, I forgot the name already. But I mean, the blue feather makes me think of Swablu. That's where the Aurora Drop was. What kind of blade could slice this cleanly through such a sturdy jeweled case? Flame slash. I don't know. That was a bad guess. What about the key? The jewel case is still locked. So it's a different thing. The key to the case is a different key than the one to the jewel storage key. I think that's it, right? Pikachu, what do you gotta say?
Hey, looking at my tail,
okay.
start investigating.
Well, I think that's it, isn't it? Well, besides that, but like, it's obvious considering we already looked at the other part of the case. I doubt a human could pull that off. We're saying that this was a Pokemon crime. Which, I mean, I think would make sense.
Okay.
Oh, I can start deducing.
Okay.
You probably figured out how the culprit stole the jewel by now, hey? Alright, select begin deduction in your case notebook. We have a few possible theories. Which do you think is right? The culprit cut open the case and stole the jewel. The culprit somehow cut open the jewel case to steal the Aurora Drop. Instead, they may have hidden it among the cotton. I don't think so. Or unlocked the jewel case and stole the Aurora Drop. Not that. So it's the first one. I mean, considering the 2 pieces of glass, then yep.
Okay.
You understand how the case notebook works now, right? Yep, this seems super easy. Now, would the butler, though, have even had any method to slice open the case, huh? The jewel storage door was locked. No. The jewel was stored in this room. But that doesn't... The glass was cut, but the door wasn't? Sure, let's go with that. That's right, so that means that the thief only had one of the keys. The one to the storage room. They didn't have the key to the jewel case. According to Mr. Dennis, only he and Barnes can access the jewel storage room. I understand why the police suspect Barnes, but I'm not so sure. Obviously, it'd be best if we could talk to Barnes ourselves, but he's still being questioned. We need to ask Mr. Dennis about the lock in the jewel case. Right, after we wrap up here, let's go ask him. Alright, what do you have to tell us, Mr. Dennis? It doesn't appear that the culprit used the storage room key to gain entry. We believe that they then cut open the jewel case and took the Aurora Drop. I mean, he basically just explained everything that should have already been known, but okay. Who has the key to the jewel case? I have it right here. I always carry the key to the jewel case on my person. I know Barnes has a very long time, but I still won't give him the key. Makes sense. So that doesn't exactly help. I mean, either way, it doesn't lead us anywhere. We just know it got cut open. Let's ask Dennis about that later. The thief cut open the case to steal the jewel, but they had the key to get into the storage room. The only people who have access to the key are Dennis and Barnes. If the key hadn't been used to unlock the storage room, Barnes wouldn't be under suspicion. Why would he do that, knowing people would suspect him? Maybe he didn't think that far ahead. In any case, based on what we found at the scene of the crime, we can't be certain of anything just yet. We need to talk to Barnes and the other people in the mansion. Not just the people, the Pokemon too. Can I actually talk to the Growlithe now? Because that would be nice to be able to do. I want to talk to the Growlithe. Guessing I can't go in here? Oh, it's their bedroom, huh? Okay, fair enough. Well, let's go talk to the Growlithe, please. Oh, who are you? Hello, weird man. Who are you? Larry Turner, newest staff member of the Denis Residence? He did it! Wait, you are the detective, right? That's what Mr. Dennis said, at least. The names, wait, that's not proper enough, sorry. Seems in over his head. If you need anything, just let me know. I mean, please inform me if... You really don't have to be so formal with us. Thanks, that's a huge relief. I got the job a while ago, but I'm still not used to talking all fancy. Well, it's a good thing for me that Barnes deals with all the important guests. My main duties are taking care of the Pokemon, managing the house, the groundskeeping, and I can handle all that, no problem. I don't know, this guy isn't exactly filling me with confidence in his ability to do his job. Anyway, you wanted to ask about what happened, right? I mean, I already told the police everything I know. I'm really sorry for taking up more of your time. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm not complaining or anything. It's just that I don't remember what happened very well. Something attacked me out of nowhere, and I blacked out. Something attacked him? So not the thieves, then? Can you please tell us more about that, Mr. Turner? Sure, no problem. About the crime. Right, so where to start? I was doing my job like normal today. Sure, okay. I'd made food for the Pokemon, did some cleaning around the mansion, that sort of thing. I think I was tidying the garden when it happened. I saw Ducklet fly out. As I recall, I wondered where she was going. I mean, usually Ducklet just walks out the front door. It seemed weird to me, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. That's when I saw that the door to the jewel storage room was wide open. As if that wasn't shocking enough, the moment I went to look inside, I suddenly got punched by a Pokemon. The next thing I knew, I was lying on a sofa and someone was treating my wounds. So we need a Pokemon with a fist. Yeah, I feel like I glimpsed a small red figure. Based on the size, I couldn't have been human. A red Pokemon, do you know what it was? I'm really not sure, it all happened so fast. I see, I'm sorry that happened to you. But I'm glad you weren't seriously hurt. That's what the doctor said too. No Pokemon would want to steal the Aurora Drop. It's possible that the culprit ordered their partner Pokemon to swipe the jewel? So Tim, now that you've heard Turner's story, what do you think? We need to find the ducklet that flew out the window in that red Pokemon. Did you see anything else when the Pokemon attacked you? The thief who brought the Pokemon along? Unfortunately, that's all I saw. I see. Can you think of any other details that might give us a clue about the culprit? Nothing in particular is coming to mind. I mean, Mr. Dennis is such a nice person. I've never heard of anyone holding a grudge against him. And I was really surprised to hear that Barnes was a suspect. You don't think Barnes is responsible? I guess the police must have some reason to suspect him, but honestly, I just can't believe it. Barnes is still showing me the ropes around here. He's a great coworker with tons of experience. I mean, if you'd known Barnes before all this, you could never imagine him being a thief. There's probably not going to be anything new about the Aurora Drop, but do you know anything? I've never even seen the thing. It's been shut up in the storage room ever since I was brought to the house. Of course I know it's all valuable and all. I assume that's what's been causing all the arguments between Mr. and Mrs. Davis? In case you haven't heard, Mr. Dennis says he's gonna donate the Aurora Drop. It seems like Miss Dennis is against that plan. They've been fighting about it almost nightly. Oh, there we go. I guess Mrs. Dennis just doesn't want to give up such a valuable jewel. So the Aurora Drop's been driving a wedge between husband and wife, eh? That's who stole it! Are you the wife? I feel like it probably is. Let's go find out if we can talk to Growlithe yet. Nope. About the symbol of revival? What makes the Aurora Drop a symbol of revival? 2 years ago, during the R incident, my jewel shop suffered considerable lead damage. Wait, you were a victim of the R incident? Yes, some Pokemon who'd been exposed to R went berserk. Their rampage destroyed my shop, to say nothing of the damage. But by that time, I already had the Aurora Drop. I kept it stored safely in the shop. So was the Aurora Drop damaged too? No, as a matter of fact, it wasn't. Of all the jewels in the shop, the Aurora Drop was the only one to remain unscathed. In fact, the breeze fell so perfectly around the Aurora Drop that you might believe it was being protected. That's incredible. I guess there's some magic left in the world after all. Ever since then, the Aurora Drop became known as the jewel that survived the R incident. People started visiting my shop just to see it, and thanks to all that attention, my business was able to get back at its feet. Sounds like a valuable jewel. And yeah, he was gonna donate it. So it could totally be the wife stole it. Oh. Not everyone is so pleased about it. It's the wife. It's the wife. Always suspect the wife. Or the husband. You know? That's what I learned from watching